Well, 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 today is the day. Nintendo went ahead and dropped their new direct regarding their brand new console, Nintendo Switch 2, finally revealing many different things regarding the system itself, new features, new games, details regarding the hardware itself. But without further ado, let's get into it. Well, everyone, back in January, Nintendo went ahead and dropped their teaser trailer regarding the Switch 2 and kind of gave us a taste of what to expect or kind of get excited about. They first went ahead and showed us a little bit of Mario Kart, the new game coming out. We can expect they went in more detail, starting with that. It looks like Mario Kart is going to be called Mario Kart World. It's going to have a brand new mechanic where it can have up to 24 players in a race itself, which is crazy, doubling the 12, the recent the previous 12 players you can have. It looks like it's going to have checkpoints to where you can actually, as you're going through the race, if you don't hit the checkpoint, based on where you're at or your placing at the time, I guess you're going to get cut off. So that's pretty cool mechanic. These tracks will look amazing. They're going to be different like biomes and different like effects to where it's going to allow us to have like at times rain, snow, or even like windy conditions that can change over time. So it just looks super cool. These are also a new mechanic regarding the a free roam or different type of game mode to where you can actually just kind of chill out and go looking for different routes and kind of like get used to the different tracks and just kind of have just fun versus just having to constantly race. It's a cool mechanic. I think it's gonna be really fun to see how they bring that in. So yeah, then we kind of went over the new Joy Cons. We finally got an answer to what that C button is. It's going to be a game chat button essentially. So yep, Nintendo is finally bringing game chat. Well, good game chat, we'll say, to the Nintendo Switch itself. But previously, if you don't know, they had a app essentially that you can kind of like pair with your console and kind of get it to work somehow. It didn't work as you can imagine. So with that, that's going to be a really cool feature that's been long awaited. We can finally get to see how that works overall. It looks like there's different mechanics to it as well. They're going to have, of course, a built-in mic in the system itself to where it'll help with sound isolation as well. So they even showed this blender in the background, like going off essentially, and still was working. So that's going to be a cool thing to see, especially like if you're commuting with your Switch and you want to be able to still, I guess, chat, if you're on the subway or something. I mean, I don't know if you're going to be doing that, but if you are, if you want to do that thing, hey, you could do your thing. But yeah, so it looks like you can chat while playing different games as well. Essentially, looks like a party system. So just jump into a party chat, and then you can have all your friends, family come on, jump in, and you guys can play the same game together. You guys can play different games, and they kind of show this cool feature where you can actually expand the game screen on what others are playing. So like if someone's like in a game and kind of like saying, "Hey, check this out, check this new feature, check this what I'm doing right now." You can kind of just jump in and expand the game screen and kind of see what they're doing, and take a look at what they're talking about. So that was a really cool feature. Of course, with Nintendo, they're going to have parental controls. So kind of briefly went over that with how that's going to work with if they are going to if you can allow or disable the chat itself. So they'll be dropping more details regarding that, but overall, very exciting to see Game Chat finally come to the console itself. Definitely overdue, but hey, we're here, so can't really complain now. They also talked about a Switch 2 camera. Looks like you can actually plug it into the console itself with that extra USB-C port. So it's going to be a cool thing to see because we even kind of talked about later on regarding the like how it can be used essentially with the camera feed. You can during chat you can have like a little overlay image of yourself essentially with your party kind of saying, you can see them and they can see you. There's gonna be games that are gonna actually integrate it. So they kind of talked more about this with Mario Party later on, but different mechanics with that will be kind of cool to see how that works. It's just overall a really cool idea. I mean, not only are we gonna be able to use this in the chat itself, but being able to integrate that into like games themselves gonna be really fun to see. I can see that with like, like if they bring like a me game, um, just overall a cool idea. So that's gonna be fun to see moving forward. Another big thing too that was super cool to see that kind of reminds me of back in the day when of Game Boys and whatnot. You can actually do game share. So you're gonna actually be able to share a game that you're playing with others around you with local play with other systems. And the cool thing about this too is it's not just for anyone that has a Switch 2. Looks like you actually can do this with others with the Switch 1. You can do this with one cartridge. So if you're with your friends and you have one Mario Kart cartridge, essentially, you can actually play local play with them and essentially still be able to play together. So that looks super cool. I commend Nintendo for doing this. That's something that's going to be really fun to play with and still be able to share into the experience, even though you don't have say that game. A good way too to kind of see if you're if you want to buy that game as well. So yeah, great on Nintendo for doing this. I think that's amazing. So next was the fun part. They finally went through the hardware itself, going over the screen size. It's going to be a 7.9-inch screen. So a little bigger than what we're with the Switch One. I believe the Switch One was a 7-inch OLED screen. And of course, the OG Switch was a little smaller at 6 inches or 6.2 inches. I'm not sure. But essentially, it's going to be a 1080p screen, so it's going to be a upgrade in regards to when you're in portable mode. Essentially, crazy thing was it's going to be up to 120 frames per second. This is crazy. I saw rumors about this regarding the frame rates. Did not believe it. I thought at most 60 frames per second, but good on Nintendo for doing that. Of course, it's not going to be in all games, going to be on optimized games. Probably for just the Switch 2 games, but we'll see. But overall, still excited to see that 120 frames per second come to the Switch itself. We're going to have HDR support, so we're going to have high dynamic range support for the console itself, which is going to be amazing because already with Nintendo, you have these amazing colors and graphics for what they build. So seeing this, we'll be able to see their games in an HDR screen is going to be amazing. It's going to be just phenomenal to see what they bring and just overall, be awesome. As far as the Joy-Cons go, it looks like they're going to have a magnetic attachment, which is going to be awesome because it looks like there's going to be no more wiggle with that the Joy-Con attaching with the rail system. So we're gonna have a magnetic attachment system, which is gonna be I think is an overall improvement, which is gonna be awesome. The SL and SR buttons are gonna be a little bit bigger. They're gonna be made of steel, so that's gonna probably help with the magnetic attachment as well. So if you're someone who plays in portable or tabletop mode and you want to be able to use your Joy-Cons single by themselves. They went over finally the mouse controls. If you saw the trailer, of course, you saw the hints at that with the Joy-Cons scurrying across the screen. So they went ahead and finally went over mouse controls. Their system itself has better speakers. They went over that as well. Looks like it has 3D audio. So I don't know if it's going to be something that's going to be just headphones only. Usually that's going to be something that you use that or get that feature in, but overall, going to be really cool to see. It has two USB-C ports. Obviously, we have the one on the bottom that's going to be for the dock itself, it looks like. But we kind of went over that with that. It looks like you can, of course, like we said before, the camera. We can use the camera on the top and also charge it while you're on tabletop mode. So that's going to be cool to see. They went ahead and upped the storage as well. So we're going to be starting at 256 now versus the previous 32. So a big jump that's going to be needed with the new games taking up more space, I'm sure, with the higher resolutions and bigger game sizes. The new dock itself, this was huge. The new dock actually is going to support 4K. Saw the rumors on this, did not believe them either, so that's going to be amazing. Of course, with this new dock having 4K, it's going to need a fan to keep it cool. So it's going to have a fan built into the dock itself. Be interesting to see if that's going to be something that's going to be a problem with, if it's going to get loud on us, or if it's going to be something they really like engineered well to where it's going to be able to, stay quiet. It looks like the cartridge itself is going to be the same size. The new games themselves are going to be on a red cartridge. So all Switch 2 games are going to be on a red cartridge. It's going to be a faster card or cartridge. So, again, going back to the games themselves being more demanding, high resolution, they're going to need a faster card to work on. Um, Rumors before as well were going over that the fact that this console is going to be using micro SD express cards. Long story short, with those, again, a faster card that's going to allow it to work better regarding your saves and your games that you actually save to your micro SD cards. They went over the new Pro controller. It's going to have a C button as well, and also a two paddle system in the back, essentially, so you can remap those extra buttons in the back. It's also going to have an audio jack built in. I just realized that the Pro controller for the Switch did not have a built-in one. Finally went over the launch itself. It's going to be launching June 5th, 2025. As of now, I don't see any dates regarding the pre-orders. Hopefully, we'll get more on that regarding when we can finally pre-order it and reserve our our own console. Next, we kind of went over different details regarding the games themselves. We're going to essentially have three different types of games that can play on the console itself. We're going to have the Switch 2 games, which I'm sure are going to be the red cartridge you talked about. You also can play on, or you can play your Switch 1 games, which is going to be the black cartridge, of course. They also talked about Switch 2 edition games, which are going to be like enhanced Switch 1 games. And based on what they were showing, it looks like you're going to be able to buy an upgrade pack if you already own the game. So I'm sure they'll talk more about this in the future regarding like how this is going to work and how much that's going to cost. They went ahead and went into Mario Party Jamboree and what that upgrade looks like regarding different mechanics and different features that they're going to be adding to the game. They're gonna be adding mouse control. That's gonna be fun to see. They have like different. They show different mini games off using the mouse control and how that's gonna work. They went ahead and talked about how they're gonna be using the camera itself and how that's gonna be integrated into the different mini games and different ways to play. You're gonna be using the mic itself. So they even show a little segment where you're like telling the game to like move, 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 move. So there's different little aspects of that as far as integration of these features are going to be cool to see. I think Mario Party is a good way to kind of like introduce these features to people. It's going to be fun to see how they overall just add to the game itself. They actually talked about better Rumble as well, so HD Rumble is getting an upgrade essentially. Again, another way to or easy way to kind of like show this off to consumers and kind of see how this is going to be integrated. But another game talked about was, of course, Kirby Forgotten Lands and how it's going to be upgraded with better performance, new modes, Metroid Prime. There's going to be two editions of the game, so they're going to have one for the Switch One folks who just want to buy that version, and of course the Switch Two version. One cool thing that I saw with this game was that they're going to have actually two modes to this. So going back to the ability to do 1080p or 4K docked, you can actually choose if you want to do quality mode, which is going to be 4K 60 frames per second in docked mode, or performance mode, which is going to be 1080p 120 frames per second docked mode. This is the feature we've been kind of seeing come over to the Xbox and PS5 for a bit. So again, Nintendo kind of catching up with everyone, but it's going to be amazing to see these games in 4K 60. Again, Nintendo has always had these beautiful games that essentially just are so colorful and just so full of charm that it's going to be amazing to see these games in 4K, let alone 120 frames per second as well. So I think it's great to give the option to do that versus shooting for you. I think just overall choice to consumer is going to be amazing. They went over Pokemon Z a bit. Not a big Pokemon fan myself, but again, that's going to be they're going to have that performance mode as well, and quality mode available to that as well. So next up, they showcased some games. They went ahead and showed us first Dragon Drive. Um, Kind of reminded me of Rocket League essentially. Looks like it's going to be kind of like a wheelchair basketball game. Cool thing with this is going to be a way for us to kind of like see those mouse controls in action. Cool idea. Looks like it's going to be coming out in summer 2025, so not too long after the launch of the system itself. They announced Elden Ring coming to the system. Very, very big game that's going to be coming, looks like later this year, 2025. Hades 2, of course, got announced, or it's going to be coming to console. Street Fighter 6 with Amiibo support. Damon Machina, Split Fiction, and then EA is going to be bringing EAFC for all those FIFA fans. Madden is finally coming back to the console itself. Hogwarts Legacy, Tony Hawk Skaters. And if you didn't notice, it looks like there's going to be like some kind of like SpongeBob. I heard some SpongeBob music in there, so for any of my SpongeBob fans, it's going to be a little thing for you there if you're going to be a skater fan for Tony Hawk. Hitman's got announced for the system. They also talked about a new project, Project 007. It's gonna be really cool to see this. I'm excited for this. I know a lot of the GameCube and Nintendo 64 fans are gonna be excited for this as well. Anyone who played GoldenEye, just good times, good times. Bravely Default Definitive got announced as well, and they went ahead and talked about this new game that's going to be in partnership with the third party studio, Hyrule Warrior Age of Imprisonment. A new Zelda game essentially that's going to be, looks like the story is going to be right before Tears of the Kingdom. So cool to see. It's going to be fun to kind of like see how that works. Next, they went ahead and announced Nintendo Switch online features. They are finally, y'all, finally bringing the GameCube library online. There's a lot of rumors regarding different like remakes they were coming up with. So this is where we're going to finally get Wind Waker. Wind Waker's finally coming to the Switch itself. It's really fun. I haven't played this game myself, so I'm excited to play this game when it comes out. Soul Calibur is going to be coming out as well. I remember this was a cool game that a cool fighter that they had. Also F-Zero. F-Zero is going to be coming out. Never been a fan, but I know it has a huge cult following itself. And then one thing they talked about too is it's going to be enhanced versions of the game. And they're also going to have the ability to map buttons. So if you want to like redo your buttons for like Soul Calibur, the fighting game itself, you can do that. Another fun, cool, exciting thing is going to be that they announced a GameCube controller, very similar to the NES and the SNES controller that they have available to us online. You can actually order that as well. So that looks really cool. It has a C button as well integrated to it, wireless. So definitely going to be looking to get one of those when they come out. I'm sure they'll be hard to get, but gotta definitely try to get one of those for sure. Next, we talked about Borderlands 4. Borderlands 4 is going to be coming to the system. Civ 7. Civ 7 is going to be coming if you're a fan of that as well. With mouse control. So yeah, going to be fun to see that integrated to the game. WWE got announced for the game, so Cyberpunk is coming to the system as well. Final Fantasy 7 will be coming. And finally, Hollow Knight Silk Song got an once again, ambiguous 2025 release date. So we'll see if it holds true. I know it's been delayed and moved back many times, so hopefully it comes out this year. Star Wars Outlaws got announced for the game, as well as a Kirby Air Riders game essentially coming out. That looked like there was a game that came out on previous consoles before. So if you're a fan of that, they're gonna bring that back, revive it. Um, Next, they talked about a new, brand new game, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Looks like it's gonna be an open world Donkey Kong game. Um, Pretty much think Mario Odyssey meets Donkey Kong, or Donkey Kong, meets Mario Odyssey. So super cool to see. It's going to be a brand new style game for Donkey Kong. And if you notice, it looks like it's going to have a different art style to it. We kind of saw this art style with the Mario Kart teaser for Donkey Kong. So Yeah, I mean, we'll see if fans love it, but it looks like it's going to be a new Donkey Kong. Next, they went over different bundles essentially you can buy of the console. Of course, they're going to have this download bundle with just the console itself. And then they actually announced a Mario Kart World bundle where you can have a digital game come with it. So yeah, I think this is going to be the more popular one, of course, with the bundle itself, unless you're someone who wants to have a physical copy of the game. But overall, just an amazing direct today from Nintendo. Um, Let us know your favorite features, different things you were surprised at, games you're looking forward to, and yeah, let us know in the comments down below. And thanks again for watching. Again, like and subscribe. We're going to be bringing more content to you as we look forward to relaunching the channel. All right, thank you all for watching. Peace.